So, I came across this video where this gentleman was explaining how millions of Americans, to be specific, 3 million Americans, are living in cars slash vans. And another lady was crashing out because of the standard of living in America. And it's not like these people don't have jobs. It's not like they're jobless or something. They do have jobs, but some of them are saving for the near future. Some of them are paying off debts, and the standard of living is not really good. And what he said is that in 2025, the number has increased. So, what is the way forward?
Americans cannot afford to live at all, okay? I just had a conversation with some coworkers and they told me that some of their family members are actually living in their cars, right? They're living in cars to save money, right? They shower at the gym and they just sleep in their cars to save money and all that stuff because the rent is way too high. It's like nobody can afford to live. The only people that can afford to live, that can afford food and rent, comfortably is you got to be making like all near $1 million, at least half a million, because even people that are six-figure earners, depending on where you live, they are struggling like crazy. But check this out, these are Americans living in their cars, yo.
Making brekkie in a grocery store parking lot. I eat off the pan because less dishes. Somewhere.
Day 37 of living in our car. We've been living in our car for 37 days. It's been very hard.
I shared yesterday that I have moved into my Subaru because I refuse to sign another lease and give tens of thousands of dollars to millionaire property management companies that I hate. Fuck capitalism. So here are some answers to questions that you guys had about how I'm doing this. Question was, where do I shower? I know a lot of people get gym memberships. I haven't done that yet because I haven't needed to do that. I'm in a little bit of a special situation where my family lives pretty close by where I'm at. They're like 40 minutes away and they live on a boat now. And so I have access to like the marina showers. I just need their key fob.
Okay, boom. I've been living in my car since May 13th, about 2 months and some change. Let's talk about it. So I bought this car knowing that I was probably going to have to make a tough decision. I do freelance work and video, and a lot of the money will come in late, as any freelance knows.
So how far is this gonna get? Like is this the new lifestyle? Are we gonna do absolutely nothing about housing? Right? Is there going to be just no affordable housing at all? Like no $500, $700 apartments? None of that? Everything's just going to keep being more and more and more expensive? Because right now, there are about 3 million Americans, and you can Google this, right? You can do the research. Google it. There are about 3 million Americans living in their cars or van life, right? And those numbers are going up because people just can't afford anything. Everything's just way too expensive. Something has got to change. Something has got to snap. Something has got to crack. Okay? We cannot have our families living in cars, dude.
Hey guys, I'm Jack and I live out of my car, and I get a lot of comments wondering as to why I'm living out of my car and what my story of what brought me here. Honestly, I've shared the story before. This is the shortened version of the story of why I'm homeless and why I'm continuing to be living out of my car. It was just a bunch of unfortunate events that happened back to back. I was living at home with my mom at the time. However, those apartments were very old and not taken care of, so they collapsed and then they kicked us out. The landlord that bought them provided us with the hotel room for all of us to live in. As you can imagine, 8 people in one room did not work out well. A month after that, I was in an accident and my car got totaled, and I had no means of transportation for my son and I, and there was absolutely no way that I could get him to school and back and to my job. Dad and I made the decision that he was gonna go live with him. His father lives 2 hours away. I couldn't see my son because I didn't have a car. There was no way that I can travel to see him, and my mental state was deteriorating little by little. I acquired quite a bit of debt because I would use my credit card for everything that my son wanted, everything that I may needed. After I lost my job, and that was a whole nother issue because I lost my main source of income and there was just like nothing that I can really do. For whatever reason, I couldn't find a job. Besides the family problems that were going on as well, I just didn't have any money. I knew that there was no way that I can continue paying rent, and I made the decision to live out of my car. Honestly, wanted to get any job that I could, and I started applying everywhere, and I got a job in a whole different city. Honestly, that job kickstarted everything that I needed it to kickstart. Now, I'm choosing to live out of my car, to not only finish paying off my debt, but to also save money to be able to get an apartment for my son and I. Because a lot of people think for some reason that I abandoned my son. You can judge all you want, but I never abandoned my son and I'm never going to. Now, I'm giving myself a 4-month goal. So by the end of this year, I am hoping that I reach my, and I will. I know I am. If you guys want to be part of my journey, that would be so great. I love having you guys here. I love the community that we've built here because everyone here is so sweet. I love that there's no hate. I love that there's no negativity. And that's what I strive for everyone to be. So I got 4 months to finish paying off my debt and save enough money to be able to get an apartment. After that, I am very much hoping that I can, you know, settle down. Car life is cool, and I do recommend anyone to do it if you do want to save money. But me being a mother, I don't think I could take doing car life any much longer than the end of this year. I would want to buy an RV and then travel with my son. I think that'd be so great, but that would be in the future, and I'm very, very excited to see how that plays out. I'm doing this for my son. At this point, nothing can stop me from accomplishing this. But that is the shortened version, but not really because I hella yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I love you.
This is the first time I've really feared for myself on public land. I'm literally just outside of LA. I heard a car door, I heard voices. I wasn't too concerned, but I was heightened awareness. As I was looking, another car pulled in. I was like, oh. And I remember reading some lady saying some dudes tried to block her in to the spot she was at, and I don't know if this was that spot, and I just started to freak the fuck out. I am readjusting myself to be positioned so I can just pull straight out onto the road. Here's the road. I'm going to be closer to it. It's not a huge entry. I think there would be multiple vehicles required to stop me from getting out, but it fucking sucks being a woman sometimes. Towns and cities where the danger is. Out on public lands, not so much. We're locked back in. It's this tiny little turnaround cove thing. They could have parked right in front of and behind me and blocked me in. They just came back. I don't know if I want to stay here now. What the fuck are they doing? I might have to leave. What the fuck is he doing? And their lights are off. I don't want them to see that I'm a chick. This isn't gonna work. Well, now I gotta go find another place for the night. So we're gonna stop up here and look on iOverlander and see what else is around. If there's a gas station or something I can stop at least that's public. This isn't so public, so I could be in danger. Exciting times.
I really debated making this post or not, but I am so burnt out from living in a van. Today I'm gonna de-influence you. These are the things that are genuinely so on my nerves. If I have to do one more time, I'm gonna lose my mind. Starting off strong is finding a place to sleep every night. Security guards will knock on your van in the middle of the night and tell you that you have to move, or like last night, they'll just give you a ticket. I have to find a new place to sleep tonight. The second one is that everything just takes way longer than it should. I have to drive to a gym to shower. The closest gym to me right now is 20 minutes away. For me to go shower, that takes me an hour. If I want to do laundry, I can't just like throw in my laundry and then go for a run. I have to go to the laundromat. I have to sit and wait for it to be done. Number 3, and this is one that didn't start to bother me until this year, and that is that my van is never the right temperature. I do not have AC, and I would say my heater is like broken half the time. Like yesterday, I went to shower and then I went to the grocery store and I came back and I'm putting my groceries away and I'm dripping sweat after I just spent an hour going to shower. Like, I can't just comfortably hang out in my space. Like I have to go somewhere else, or I have to spend my time outside. Even if I just want to like cuddle up in bed and read my book, like I can't do it because it's unbearably hot in here. Or in the winter, like if my heater breaks while I'm skiing or whatever, unbearably cold, and it's so hard for me to get out of bed in the morning. Number 4 is that I don't have unlimited of my basic amenities. My power comes from solar or from driving. Right now it's gloomy outside and I didn't have plans to drive a ton of places today, so I have to be really careful with my power usage. I have to check my battery monitor in the morning before I want to make a smoothie to see if I have enough power to do that. The same goes for water. I have to fill up my water tank probably about once every week and a half. Finding somewhere to do that can be difficult. And then I'm constantly rationing my water all week, like trying to use as little as possible for my dishes or whatever. That's why I hate cleaning my sink so much. Sorry, now I'm getting on a tangent. And same with like my toilet. I have to dump my pee jug pretty much every other day. And if my pee jug is full and I don't have a place to dump it and I really have to pee, that becomes a very uncomfortable situation, as I'm sure you can imagine. And last but certainly not least is the lack of routine. Constantly in a new place, with new surroundings, with access to different things.
Because I live in my car, y'all were concerned that I was going to get snowed in. I did. But I have a backup plan. Normally, when I travel, I just kind of park wherever I want. But because I knew that it was possibly going to snow, I decided to hit up some random dude off the internet. It's not a big deal. I've been meeting people from the internet for years. He said that I can come park in his neighborhood. And this is around the time that I normally like get up and start my day. And now I'm starting to get antsy. So I'm just going to go in his house. Never met him before. So let's go meet him together. Because my stomach right now is playing the congas and my pee cup is not going to be enough. I need to shower. I need to, most importantly, brush my teeth. So I'm just going to go in. I think we're going to be snowed in together. I really don't even know what is happening right now, but it's time.
We are traveling the United States and living in our car full time.
We hate working 9 to 5s. We've done it together, actually selling cars for the last 5 years. We jump from dealership to dealership, always looking for something new, thinking the grass is going to be greener on the other side. The shit's not. So we decided, what a better way to fill that void than traveling.
One thing that we've always had in common is the outdoors. I love being outside. It is where I thrive, with the trees, beautiful viewpoints, breaking a sweat from a hike that I didn't think that I was going to be able to make, but somehow made it in the end anyways. Being here with my partner is all that I've ever wanted in life.
We live on a floating rock. A fucking floating rock. One that is hurling around space, spinning across a dying star, and somehow, some way, humans decided to make paper and numbers the meaning of everything. Money, debt, borders, laws, control, all made up. And enforced with guns, prisons, propaganda, whatever. No other species on Earth pays rent to exist. No other species is signing a contract so they can drink some damn water that the earth itself provides. No pack of wolves is over here charging tolls on the forest floor. But humans, we just had to make everything about money. There are literally people starving. These dirty men have somehow convinced you that immigrants are the problem, that poor people are the problem, that your neighbor is the problem. Meanwhile, they're hoarding the entire world's wealth. People are literally starving. And you're convinced people who are on SNAP are the problem? Every single day, we wake up, we clock in, and we pretend like this is all fine. This is all fun and dandy. It's not. The world is literally burning. The forests are burning. The ocean levels are rising. Our world is supposed to be uninhabitable by like 2075. And people are just hee-hee-ha-haing about life. We are literally on a floating rock. And some people decided to draw some arbitrary lines and call them nations. And now, all of a sudden, people are illegal. We literally all live on the same planet. Like, do you all not realize how insane this is? This planet provides us with resources, with water, with food. And we are literally making people starve because they can't pay for it. Which, keep in mind, the payment comes from the trees that are provided from the planet. And no other species does this. Not one species on Earth but humans.
Guys, I watch all these videos and obviously it is sad that very many people are living this kind of life. but my heart dropped when I watched this lady's video. How she was looking for a safe place, how she felt in her gut that something is wrong, that her life was in danger. That is not how we are supposed to be living. Unfortunately, it is happening, and people are living while watching their backs. No one is going to be there to watch your back for you. It is survival for the fittest. So you mess up a little bit, it's all up to you. But this video really broke my heart, and I pray that things work out for all these people who have intentions of saving to have a better life, and that they really live this van life, because some of them, it is very risky, especially for the females out there. Anyhow, I beg to end here. Until next time, see you. Bye bye.